Once upon a time, in so-called Australia, a culture war tore the nation apart. And somehow, the lefties won. And I should know, I'm the Prime Minister, Albo. This is my land. Good morning, fellow white straight males.
Hey, big boy.
Stop! No! Jesus.
Just as the elders foretold, this is Namageddon.
I'm gay and retarded, Your Honour. I'll allow it. Retarded.
Did you just say the hard R?
I'm gay and retarded, Your Honour. I'll allow it.
Far out. This is unhinged.
That's toxic positivity. I'm sorry. In case you haven't noticed, Pete, I'm black.
Daddy, I don't believe him.
You have to believe him, honey. He's 1/16th Aboriginal. Wait, what if someone sees us?
Let the cookers watch.
Wow, the rainbow serpent. Sounds like a really cool gay snake. It's not a gay snake!
That can't be real. That can't be real. Oh my lord, it is. Holy moly. Okay. Oh, white cis male. Wowee. What was...
Once upon a time...
Okay, so it's meant to be... I'm assuming that's meant to be Albo. That makes sense.
In so-called Australia, a culture war tore...
Fat and proud. I like... the amount of like the extremes sort of picture that's painted of like lefties. I don't see it. Like when I go out in Gold Coast, in Brisbane, there's just like this like perception or like this presence of like hardcore lefties and like all these like, you know, all like the hair color sort of things and like the fat and proud and like these sort of like expressions. It's just not there. Like I don't see it. I don't know what it's like in Sydney and Melbourne maybe, but like I don't, definitely in Adelaide. Like I don't see it. Like I've been to both. And I've been to Darwin a lot. It's just not there. So I don't know where they're coming from in terms of like they think that this world is just hardcore run by these very, very extreme leftists. I don't like, and I don't think it's going that way either.
the nation apart. And some...
And like the flag burning thing, like that happened, like it's a very, very small group of people that even engage in that behavior that I see. I mean, like, you know, obviously can't know everything, but like that I just don't see like it being that big, like having that big of a presence in Australia that it's super alarming and we're getting like taken over. Like it's just, I don't think it's going that way either.
How the lefties won. And I should know, I'm the Prime Minister, Albo. This is my land.
Who's that meant to be?
It's my land. Good morning, fellow white straight males.
White straight males. So what it's obviously implying there is that white straight white men are, you know, imprisoned. Yeah.
Hey, big boy.
Just as the elders foretold, this is Namageddon.
I'm gay and retarded, Your Honour. I'll allow it.
The snipping. I wouldn't pick up on that at first, but yeah, snipping of the trans.
That's toxic Positivity. I'm sorry.
In case you haven't noticed, Pete, I'm black.
Daddy, I don't believe
Just for like identity stuff. Oh,
him.
You have to believe him, honey. He's 1/16th Aboriginal.
Jesus.
Wait, what if someone sees us?
Let the cookers watch.
Wow, the rainbow serpent. Sounds like a really cool gay snake. It's not a gay snake!
Okay, who is going to watch that? I feel like it's so extreme. It's so unhinged. I can't believe this is a thing. I mean, I guess it is like she's like taking like some parts of obviously, you know, maybe taking like a South Park influence and, you know, applying it to Australian culture. There's probably a growing market there. So she's I can't believe this is happening. Number 2 on movies trending. What are people saying about it? I 100% support this. Australia has lost its mind. I'm in line already. About time Australians start seeing the truth and the reality instead of this fake paid, or the fake paid by politicians, MSM, misinformation, disinformation, propaganda, lies. See, I would say that like there's a part of this that is, it's painting this picture that, you know, Australia is this like extreme leftist run place where like, you know, you can't go anywhere without there being like rainbow flags and, you know, transgenderism and gender gender identity issue. Like it's just it's so not like it's like I don't even know how many people in Australia, how many transgender people are there in Australia? So there's less than 1% of the population aged 16 and over are transgender or gender diverse. This estimate includes trans men, trans women, and non-binary people, according to the ABS. So less than 1% of people is what this is targeting. So like it's just not. It's like a minority of a minority of a minority. Like it's how many likes has this got? It's almost got 100,000 views. Some K. Calling it like it is, and they'll still be denying it, even though everyone sees it though. Through even it's like, like this is going to ruffle a few feathers. I can't wait. Jeez. Okay. All right. Oh man, I can't wait to cover that on stream. Jeez. Is this a different?
Once upon a time.
Okay, it's the same one. Comments are turned on. I'm backing the popcorn. Oh, gee. I let my 14-year-old watch also. Yeah, okay. All right, let's see what's happened with the burka stuff.
Well, residents in one of Australia's largest Muslim communities have reacted to Pauline Hanson's burka stunt in the Senate. The One Nation leader was suspended from the chamber for a week for the stunt.
Pauline Hanson appeared in the Senate wearing a burqa on Monday after being denied leave to table a bill to ban burqas and full face coverings. And it wasn't the first time. She performed the same stunt back in 2017.
Maybe just because of drama, it's a bit old, I think she really didn't have a purpose. She was just trying to get some attention at the end of the day.
The One Nation leader says the burqa is an oppressive, radical, non-religious head garb that risks our national security. But the impact of the stunt is being felt far from Canberra. Residents spoke to Sky News on the streets of Lakemba, a suburb in Western Sydney with one of the country's largest Muslim populations.
Is it disrespectful? Is it racist? Why?
I can't say racist or something, but it's irrespectable. Yeah, because I just came from overseas, to be honest. I just saw it on the news. I didn't like it because,
It's interesting that he said, he doesn't find it racist, but it's disrespectful. It's it's interesting that he said that. Like it's, you know, whereas when you kind of look at it, I'd say that, you know, a lot of other people would find it racist. So, but like obviously it's, yeah, I think it's actually quite and the way he said it was like very
Something, but it's irrespective.
kind of says it very sincerely too.
Yeah, because I just came from overseas, to be honest. I just saw it on the news. I didn't like it because, you know, it's big Muslim community here in Australia. So I don't think that's a good idea.
She's at it again. Look at me. Look at that attention. If you examine her Senate attendance record, she hardly ever goes there. She only goes for attention seeking, and we're paying it taxpayers.
Residents here say how you dress is a personal choice.
The fact that she thinks like women are being oppressed, that doesn't work here. Like in Australia, we all know we can wear what we want to wear, and the women, especially around here, that do wear it, it's their own choice.
I am Muslim, yeah. It's something that we have to do in our life. But you do it when you're ready, and like for now, I'm not ready to put it on because you are. Once you put like the scarf on, you're representing the religion, and yeah, I just feel like I'm not ready. But it is something I am going to do, you know, in the future.
One woman did express concerns about the full face covering.
It's better you have the scarf on the head, but not the burqa because you don't know what's inside.
More than 60% of residents here in Lakemba identify as being Muslim, according to the 2021 census. Locals here say the stunt, which made international headlines, reignited debate and fueled stereotypes. Crystal Wu, Sky News, Sydney.
Interesting.
I agree with you, it's not the main issue, Nick, and it certainly was a stunt. I'm not saying it wasn't a stunt. The Senate is full of stunts. But I do think it is a totemic issue for people because just like men in women's bathrooms, it's not the blokes who are under siege from women going into your bathrooms. Women look at the burqa and see dehumanisation, a loss of rights for women, and it creeps into societies. And you don't need to go to the Middle East to see it because it's mostly banned in a lot of Middle Eastern countries. You see it on the streets of London and you see a change in your society. So your point there about not just the numbers of people coming, but the culture changes that we are importing. I think the burqa speaks to that culture change, and the fact that we couldn't even have a debate about it in our parliament, yet a month ago in Portugal they did, and they banned it, says that something's pretty rotten in Canberra.
Yeah, I think like I just made like it's a very good comparison there with like the burqa situation and also the like to do with transgender, which like around, you know, like gender bathrooms, gender assigned bathrooms, it isn't like a law or it isn't anything saying, you know, men go to men and women go to women, like, because you can go to some places where it's shared bathrooms, right? So that sort of gender thing, it's a socially the reason why it's there is because it makes people feel comfortable at a social level. So like women feel more comfortable being in a women's bathroom, men feel more comfortable in the men's bathroom. So like it's designed by comfort. And the whole like transgender debate, you start to impact that sort of like the comfortability sort of thing. So, and it's kind of like, I feel like the burqa thing is now sort of coming into that too. Like the burqa is making people feel uncomfortable in social settings. And that's kind of where like that's why it's like such a interesting debate, I feel.
You're right, Peter. That is an issue. It's an important issue, but this is a question of strategy, and you'd know that better than anybody, having won a landslide election along with Tony Abbott. It's which hill you fight on at which time. And I just know that while some people are very energised on this issue, a lot of others find it very, frankly insulting. I was speaking to somebody in the Muslim community today who's a very good fellow. He's a top bloke, and he says, it just stereotypes Muslims. It makes it look hostile to us. So why do you go there? Everybody in Australia, wherever they come from, or certainly in Sydney, is concerned about house prices and the effect on that of migrants right now. That is an issue which unifies the population.
I know, but the problem is you've got the 16 Muslim organisations wanting to change the definition of terror attack to take out any reference to Islamic law now, or Islamic ideology or Islamic religion in any way, shape or form. I'll bring you in, Jared, on this, because I think, you know, great that there's a good Muslim saying this stereotypes us and I don't like it. Well, first of all, he's not going to have to wear a burqa. But secondly, we need the good Muslims, Nick, to speak up loudly and more often and not allow their religion to be dominated by the various organisations and the crazy imams in these mosques on Friday to spread their hate. We need more of the good Muslims to say, join the team or get out of Australia, Jared.
Well, I agree with Nick that numbers is probably the main issue right now. But to your point, Peter, we have to be able to talk about cultural fit. The idea that we are just interchangeable economic units, and it doesn't matter where we come from. You come to Australia, within 6 months, you sort of download Australian values and you become westernised. That just doesn't bear out in reality. And when you are thinking about how do we maintain social cohesion, how do we make sure that all of our women, our children, everyone in the community is held to the same standard and has the same rights to protections, you have to talk about some of these cultural issues, and they're uncomfortable. But ultimately, we're talking about the future of our country, the character of our nation. And if we can't have that conversation in somewhere like the Senate or even on a program like this, then heaven help us if that is left out into the streets to be sorted out. And I think this is when you look at Western nations around the world and this real surge in populism. I think it's because elites and those who have the kind of platforms that we enjoy, they haven't been willing to have this conversation. And I think we need to start it. I think it's something Australians do want to talk about. They do want to talk about, well, what makes an Australian? Is it just a passport, or is there something deeper there that we haven't really been able to articulate? That
Oh man, I love that he said that, because that is like most of the debates or like the pressuring questions in my comment section on my videos is when like someone sort of, it's if you're going to start saying that, you know, upholding Australian values, upholding Australian culture, the Australian way, all this sort of thing, then you need to define what that actually means. And it can't just be a set of good personality traits like, oh, Australians are kind, it's humor, it's these sort of things. Like, yeah, like, okay, Australians have their own sort of unique humor, just like the British, like all that sort of stuff. But like, I wouldn't go and say like they're wrecking our Australian culture by, you know, they don't make us like less fun. So we need to start defining what it means to be Australian if we're going to start superimposing this on top of like arguments, especially around immigration. And we sort of need to be able to say, you know, that it is more than a passport. Exactly what this guy just said then. Like, we need to actually start defining that, and we need to start using that in these kind of arguments, and then it'll just have more weight, and then like these debates would just be a lot more interesting rather than just opinion based.
I think we might need to start beginning to articulate and talk about again.
Yeah.
Or is there something deeper there that we haven't really been able to articulate that I think we might need to start beginning to articulate and talk about again?
Well said.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'll have to leave it there.
Okay. All right, I'm going to wrap up now. This was a quick one today. So, yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.